nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Cindy Hassey. Here. Tom Tice. Here. Keely Rondo. Here. Anthony Sobek.
Here.
Cindy Smith is here.
Approval of the agenda. Some of you may notice that the bills to be paid are now at the bottom of our agenda. Every once in a while, we come up with something that needs to be paid, that we need to make a motion for it. So we moved it down to the bottom.
Yeah, because you can inadvertently approve the bill before the motion's made.
Does anybody have any deletions, corrections?
I'll make a motion for the bill, or for the agenda to be approved as presented.
I support that.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Now we're done. Alpina Power is here with Mr. Ford. There it is.
Hello folks, my name is Daniel Ford. I'm one of the attorneys that does work for Alpina Power Company. Ken Dragevich, president of Alpina Power Company, is here with us too. Thanks for giving us some time here tonight and putting us at the top of your agenda. That was real neat, and it's nice so many people came out to learn all about Alpina Power Company tonight. But we're here today because every 30 years, Alpina Power Company is required to ask you for permission to maintain its infrastructure in the rights of way of Caledonia Township. That's poles, lines, whatever you see out in the air for getting power to customers. Alpina Power doesn't have many customers in the township. Ken was just saying it's basically right along Hubert Road and a little bit on the lake too. But we've still got to come get your permission to do that. That's a requirement of the state constitution. And so we've got an ordinance that we've presented to you tonight that we would request that you pass here. The ordinance is what grants a franchise for 30 years. 30 years is what we're limited to under Michigan law. The last one obviously was granted in 1994 and is expiring in August. So we're here tonight. The ordinance grants the franchise, and it is a revocable franchise at that point, meaning the township board can revoke that at any time. However, we'd like a little bit more certainty as Alpina Power is doing its planning for being able to make infrastructure upgrades and more investment for the customers that it serves within the township. And so what we do then is we request that you have a ballot question to be voted on in the township at your November general election. And if your voters then approve of confirming the franchise becomes irrevocable at that point, and it locks it in for 30 years, and Alpina Power Company can make the infrastructure upgrades and investment that it needs without fear of being kicked out of the township. So that's what we have in front of you tonight, an ordinance for you to enact, and then also a resolution for you to adopt, which would put that ballot question on your November ballot. I know mentioned in the cover letter that I gave you for your agenda packet, this is not an exclusive franchise. Many of your residents are served by Consumers Power, and many are served by Presque Electric and Gas. That service doesn't change. They already have other franchises with you. This simply allows us to serve our customers. Various provisions of state law keep us from fighting with other power companies for service. So it's not an issue of our trying to take over another company's territory. It's just a matter of we need the permission to be able to keep serving the residents. So I'm happy to take any questions that you want. Ken, you want to say a few words?
Thank you, Ken Dragevich, President of Alpina Power. I'm not going to repeat a lot of what Dan said. I just want to thank you for giving us some time and open it up for any questions you may have for us.
I have one.
Sure.
So in this packet, it looks like there's two separate ordinances. You're only referring to one. Are there two ordinances or are there one?
There's just one ordinance, and you also have a copy of the notice of the ordinance that we would publish in the newspaper for you.
But we would need to approve both, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so two ordinance numbers, one
Well,
resolution.
It would be approving the ordinance, but then the notice would be attached to it.
Same ordinance number then,
Right, same
okay.
ordinance.
I just wanna number them correctly.
If it doesn't pass on the ballot,
It stays irrevocable franchise, and the township can revoke it at any time. Technically, we could try to put it on the ballot again another time, if Alpena Power decided they wanted to try to pursue that, you could do that, but, in the 18 years that I've been an attorney, I think I've been doing these franchises for about 14 of those years, we've never had an electorate turn it down, they've always passed.
anybody else have any questions? Well, the board's had this information for a while and had time to review it.
And you're gonna do all the work as far as putting it in the newspaper, getting it to the county, correct?
Yes, we're happy to do any of that for you, whatever the publication costs or notice, Alpena Power Company pays for that. Like I said before, I don't wanna step on your toes, however you'd like to do things, but I'm happy to arrange for the publication and get the ballot question for your county clerk and make sure that's all set
I
up.
prefer you do it and meet all the deadlines, and I'm gonna have my hands full with elections as
Perfect,
it is,
you
so.
can do that, yep.
So the first one would be the resolution, which would be numbered 0324. If someone wants to make that motion, and second it, we'll roll call it.
Somebody make a motion?
Tom Tice made a motion to approve ordinance 0324.
Can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have mine on again. Tom Tice made the motion to approve resolution 0324. Seconded by Anthony Sobek.
We're gonna do that as a roll call, Jim.
Anthony Sobek,
Yes.
Cindy Smith says yes. Cindy Alves, yes.
Yes.
Tom Tice says yes.
Yes.
That's 5 yeses.
Motion carried.
Not this one, but I do have to write in everyone's yeses and everyone's no's again, so give me 1 second. Okay, we can go on to ordinance 0124.
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance number 0124 for Alpena Power.
I'll support.
Motion's been made, seconded, again a roll call.
I'm going opposite. Haley Rondo,
Yes.
Tom Tice,
Yes.
Cindy Alves,
Yes.
Cindy Smith, yes. Anthony Sobek.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I do need you to sign this one.
Do you need these tonight, or can we scan them in?
You can scan them and email them to me tomorrow.
Well, I can give them to you tonight, cause they'll be ready. Can you scan them back to me?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
With the other signatures from
Sure.
your department. It'll be ready in 2 seconds.
Yep.
You need to sign that page, Cindy.
And actually, I've got this one here.
Oh, perfect. That's the one that I was missing, your guys' signature on. So that one's yours. Feel like I'm missing 1 or 2 when this one's filled out. I'll let you do that. And this is, there you go, your notice.
That's everything you need. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys have a great evening.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. May I ask a question?
They asked for people to ask questions before we did it, but go ahead.
Thank you. Where are you gonna publish the notice? In the Alcona County Review or the Alpena paper?
Is your newspaper a record? Where do you normally publish your
I'll
notice?
go on a review.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Looking through the guidelines the other day on the website, trying to find out if there were rules and regulations for use township property, I discovered that there were 3 pieces of property listed on your website, but then I had to go to Caledonia recreational inventory and I found 6 more. And then a little bit more guiding along, I found that you have several more listed under land guide. I would like to see you put all of the township properties listed under the website, so I don't have to spend so much time looking. Okay. And the other thing I wanted to say, I wanna thank Haley for listing all the checks, numbers, even if they're void, whoever did that for me, because that's the correct procedure. So thank you.
Okay, any other public comment?
I have
Yes.
a comment on the resolution and ordinance you just passed. I do believe you're supposed to read it, so we know what is in it. You passed something that I don't know, and I don't know if everybody else knows what you even approved. So I do believe the entire motion on the resolution and ordinance is supposed to be read out loud to the public.
Thank you. Any other?
Yes.
Yes.
You do realize, Ms. Smith, that I have a utility contract that runs along the gas line in the back of my property, right? It's not a solar contract. And I'd also like to know, how many parcels do you have going into solar contracts? For the record.
Anything else?
Well,
We don't answer the questions till the end of the meeting if we so choose.
Okay, I got one.
It's because the reason that we do that is public comment is 3 minutes. We try to take care of our township business. After that, we will answer the questions that need to be answered. But what happened in the past is we could sit here and ask a question, another person would ask a question, and we were here till 9, 10 o'clock at night. So we try to just conduct our business as efficiently as we can. No. Okay. Yes.
I just have an announcement. I'm Andy Rich and I work with Alcona Septic Service. I just wanna notify people, state of Michigan has a program, septic replacement loan program. So I put some flyers on the table back there. It's actually a pretty good deal. There's 2 different tiers. The one tier is a 1% interest loan up to 10 years. Another loan from anywhere from $1,000 to $30,000 on tier 1. Then tier 2, the septic loans are up to $50,000. People might wanna look at it, especially if this new septic ordinance passes in the state, and they wanna think about replacing it now.
Thank you. That was very good
Okay.
of you. I appreciate it.
No bitching.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, my name's Tom Rennie, I live at 1919 Lakeview Drive. For the record, we as concerned citizens are requesting the Caledonia Township Board remove the zoning administrator Nick Doobie from his position for malfeasance and nonfeasance of his position. Mr. Doobie does not respond to emails or phone calls as required to fulfill his duties. He has abused his power by not enforcing the Keyhole Development Ordinance on a lot that he has currently shared ownership. This is for personal gain and detrimental to the community. Keyhole Development, Section 913, A and B, document included. This violates the MCL 750500. In 1964, Erna Lobby donated 56.5-foot waterfront lot to Lakeview Drive for all taxpayers of Indian Corner subdivision. This lot was deeded for recreational use for swimming only. Access for the subdivision to Hubbard Lake deed is included. Contrary to what the deed access stated, some residents added dock systems to grow to 129-foot long, 60-foot wide, and 15 boats, which violates the Ordinance D, the Keyhole Development Ordinance, Eagle Section 324-301-02, Part 301. For several years, these residents have emailed complaints of the violations of the Caledonia Township zoning ordinance, Keyhole Development, Section 913 A and B, to Cindy Apsey, Nick Doobie, and James Gilbert. Yet these complaints have been totally ignored. Mr. Doobie and 25 other owners, without notice to the rest of the deed of taxpayers of Indian Corners, took ownership in Alcona County Court. This resulted in the loss of access of the Hubbard Lake to approximately 30 original deeded members of Indian Corner subdivision. The loss of the property values was $10,000 for a vacant lot, $20,000 for a improved lot. Included in the letter is a text message from a local real estate agent, estimated value losses. Mr. Doobie has received 4 letters from the state of Michigan, Environmental Great Lakes and Eagle, to remove the illegal docks and hoist. These 4 letters were sent to Caledonia Township Clerk Cindy Smith concurrently and included in this file. This warrant is not obtaining a permit for the structure contrary to MCL 324-301-02 as required by Eagle, and is a misdemeanor with a fine of $10,000 per day. MCL 324-301-112, Mr. Doobie has blatantly ignored the law. This has escalated to a court arraignment that Mr. Doobie, along with others, have chosen to waive. This is resulting to a pre-trial date, July 10th, 2024. Mr. Doobie's response to this warrant is to continue to dock his boat in the illegal structure. Mr. Doobie has failed to administer or perform the duties, essential functions, and responsibilities of his position, and is using the zoning ordinance as a weapon against the community. Thank you.
Any other public comments? Yes.
Oh, we got one more over here.
Okay, I got Lloyd here too.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lloyd.
Could that gentleman, get a copy of that, whatever he was reading? I don't hear very
I'll
well.
help you. We got copies. We got
We got copies for
all the
everybody.
court stuff
Would
sent
he-
out.
He's getting you one, I believe. I believe he's getting you one.
Go ahead. Got one more over here, Cindy.
Oh, okay, I thought you were getting him. a
I'll
piece
hand
of
these out
paper.
after she gets done.
Okay,
So this is from my attorney. It is your right as a citizen to petition the government, delivering this at a public meeting, expressly demanding that it be made part of the record of the meeting and included in the meeting minutes, to ensure that they have officially recognized that he has a conflict of interest and is defying the law. Our evidence.
okay, thank you.
And I would want that in,
What's your name?
Jasmine,
Thank you. I'm sorry.
thank you.
And we have, evidence for everybody and a copy of the letter as well, but we didn't expect this to take a group, so.
Any other public comment?
Over here. There's several things within the minutes that the words are used incorrectly, so, in the very first public comment, it says check number form, the previous month ended. I don't think that's supposed to be form. I felt, my personal opinion, that Cindy Smith explained to Phyllis for the 3rd month in a row. To me, that's belittling and chastising. Holcomb Creek, you mentioned that, Keith Krentz, Bessie, and Jason plowed Holcomb Creek at no cost, but yet there was a check for, Keith Krentz for plowing. Pardon me? It was that, you said it was donated, but yet there was a check written. On number 14, VA rep Jim Farr gave a heartfelt on the upcoming, a heartfelt what? It doesn't explain. On the road contracts between Lakeview Drive and Hubert Road, there's a parenthesis. I don't think that's supposed to be there. I think it needs to be fixed. Under the North End Park update, Cindy Apsley reported water fountain. I think that's incorrect. And then down a little further, approved to hire John Hnery. I think that spelling is incorrect. The North End Park celebration for the grant being competed. I think that there's something wrong there. And then during the meeting last month, Cindy, I felt that you were very rude to Susie when she asked about the flag. And you said for the 10th time, and I'm sorry, not everybody sees your posts, your comments, your whatever. And it is your job to explain to people when they ask questions. And I don't feel that that was appropriate. I feel it was very demeaning to her. And I feel it was demeaning to the rest of us citizens as well, because you made us feel like you think that no matter what we have to say, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yes, that's gonna take people when they're speaking to stand up, so it's easier for all of us to hear them.
Any other public comment?
I would like to address your comment. I'm the one that plowed out Fulton Creek, and I didn't get a check, but I know that they have to pay for that road to get plowed from Fulton Creek, okay?
I just want all I was stating was in the meeting minutes, or in the meeting last month, it stated that all three of you did it at no charge. And that, yet there was a check.
No charge.
No, she stated all three of them.
Yeah, well, Jason and I, husband and wife.
And Keith Prince did it at no charge too, it's correct.
I'm just saying, I didn't get a check for it.
I didn't say that
I
you did.
donated my time.
I never said that you did.
Okay, I just wanna make it clear.
That was appreciated then. Any other public comments? Okay.
Just a question.
Yes,
Please stand up.
William John, yes, please, area.
What's going on at 7,000 Newton Road?
What is that, 7,000 Road? I don't know addresses off the top of my head, what is that, where is that?
That's where the old dump was, I believe it's in the vicinity of 6,800.
On Hubert Road?
Possibly.
I know no dump property on Hubert Road, I'm sorry.
Oh,
She's talking about that.
oh, is it Chance?
It's on Hanson Road.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hanson. My mistake.
Thank you.
No one knows what's going on there?
Is there any other public comments?
I know what's going on there.
That was a joke.
What's going on there? What do you see there?
I know that there's a tower that's going to be going up.
It's not on the township property and the tower is already there. If you go down Hanson's Road, you will see that there's already a tower there.
That, absolutely, I agree. But there's, also a tower going in at 7,000 Hanson.
Not that we're aware of.
I'll just bring if I have to bring information in the next meeting, then I'll let you know.
I'm sure that there is a tower going, proper procedure will be followed, and there will be a public hearing and a land use required permit. So it will be notified in the paper if that is what, in fact, what's happening.
You can email me any of that information you have.
Yeah, because if something's happening that shouldn't be, we need to know, right? Like,
I do know
we
that.
really don't know.
I've asked them before for information and they won't give it
Yeah,
to me,
no,
so.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah, she can get it.
I don't think there's work being done to the existing tower.
Was it surveyed? What's part of the lease then? Is that our township?
It's right on the far corner. It's, T-Mobile.
I'm not sure whose property it is.
Hanson Road surveyed?
It's right on the corner. Okay, couple things.
Commissioner.
Oh, county commissioner.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a couple things. The district health department has a new building that they've been working on, and there's an open house this next Monday, June 17th. from 12:30 to 2. It's in downtown Harrisville. They're moving from their old building that was pretty much inhabitable. So that's a good thing. It's, public is welcome. And another thing that, we have been working on for years for this broadband for the entire Alcona County. We have put, a considerable bit of money, our ARPA money towards this. We've worked with several companies. We finally have a company that is interested in getting things done. They work with Benzie County and Roscommon County, and they're interested in working with us. Their name is Cherry Capital. They do pretty much, it'll be all fiber, and it'll be pretty much all underground. They're in the phase right now. We have a 45-day window to get public support. So I've actually emailed you a letter, just a chain letter, and if we can get businesses and people that would support that, they're gonna get all those and it'll go into this BEAD grant that they are applying for. The BEAD grant is $1.8 billion for the state of Michigan. It's a federal grant. I think there's $40 billion total. And they, I think what other information would be good. And we have 45 days to work on it, and with support.
And going from business to business.
Yep.
We get all the support we can get.
This is probably our last chance of getting broadband in our county. We have several different federal grants that different areas of our county they've gotten grants but haven't done anything with it. I know they are interested in working with All-Band that does have a grant, a $12.5 million grant, but they don't have a 25% match. They're willing to do that. That's with a Reconnect 4 grant. This one here is this BEAD grant. The state just went for rural counties from 25% match to 10% match. They would be doing a 10% match. We would be required to pay the engineering and services. It's going to be happening fast. Obviously, it's
At the end of the month.
yes. The BEAD program is kind of we're late into the game, but it's all the deadlines are coming up, so we're working at that. If anybody has any questions, I mean that's.
I just have a question. You mentioned about the broadband, but I thought Presqu'île was bringing broadband.
Well, they still might.
What do you mean might? I thought it was on the calendar for them to do it within the next couple of years.
Well, it's all 3 to 5 years. Problem is it's 3 to 5 years, and we have ARPA money that has to be used this year.
Okay, clarification I was looking for. Yep.
They were not looking at doing the BEAD program.
Okay.
Where this Cherry Capital is.
Okay.
And just for like the different programs, that federal programs they have, like an RDOF they pay $2,000 to $4,000 per residence.
Okay.
This BEAD program pays $12,000 to $15,000 per residence. And obviously, as rural as we are, I mean, they might have to lay fiber for a mile from the next house.
Right.
So this is actually going to be a lot more advantageous.
Gotcha. Okay.
So what are you saying about support? What kind of support?
We just a letter of support. We're looking for letters of support from businesses that's saying that you would like to have.
But not from residents?
Yes, residents and.
And you send the letters where?
Actually, we can, I mean, if you can get them to myself, Cindy, or there is an address, Tim Malone is the CEO of Cherry Capital. And I'm sorry, I just got this, I sent the email to her, I didn't have time to print it out or.
I can go through and take out but if you wanna get with me after the meeting, I can get your address and get one.
Okay, thanks.
You're very welcome.
And if you get the address, I'll put it in the minutes if you would like, so other people can have it.
Yep.
Read the minutes.
So how many people do you need?
It's, you know, I mean, when they make their decisions, the state makes their decisions, and they see there's a lot of support in the community, that has a lot of weight that goes with it. Cherry Capital is, in the eyes of my eye, we're one of the top 10. It looks very good. You don't like to count your chickens before they hatch, but If this is gonna happen, this is probably our chance that,
And how soon would this take place?
they would probably start working next spring. And that's if, and when we've been talking with PING, everything has been 3 to 5 years. This is the first time that it's actually probably 1 to 3.
You guys have to engineer the project, or just?
We are, Cherry Capital will be doing everything. We have to pay engineering fees,
Oh.
service fees.
Way to wake us up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you. And I do appreciate all the work you've done on trying to get us internet out here, Dave. Okay, I got a couple things. Our audit was conducted today. So I'll let everybody know these audits are very thorough, done in depth every 2 years. They examine our bank accounts, our minutes, our motions, checks, they go through ledgers, they go through QuickBooks, they go through write checks, everything. The auditor called me tonight on my way here. He said that he was very impressed with Cindy and with Haley, and that everything went very well, and we are looking very good. But he will provide it in writing at a later date. The road projects have began. I don't know if you drove down Anderson Road, but it's very nice. And they are doing prep work on the others. Anderson Road is a huge improvement and long overdue. And this board has been trying to incorporate in our regular roads that are already good, that are getting maintained. We've been trying to go through and pick roads that were bad and needed to be brought up to standards. And I think we've done at least one every year.
Yeah, most of them are on a schedule, right?
Yeah, yeah. July Board of Review is July 16th at 11:30 a.m. here in the hall. This Board of Review is for correcting clerical errors and mutual mistakes of fact related to the 2024 assessment roll. And there will be no appeals for valuation at that meeting. And just so people understand, I am the secretary on the Board of Review. I have nothing to do with your tax values or your taxes that you pay. That is Gary's job, and the state of Michigan regulates it, oversees it, and audits it. I'd like to thank everybody that came out for our cemetery work bee. We got a lot done. We worked side by side, and we had a lot of fun. I'd like to thank Linda Sobey for bringing us lunch and cold drinks. And I will be doing a flower bed around the sign of the cemetery. If anybody wants to help, let me know.
Is that what all that dirt's there for?
That's what the dirt's there for. And lastly, we are really, really close to finally closing on the Ball Diamond property. Mr. Glorp is Mr. Dillard's attorney, and come to find out, every email that our attorney or we have sent him has went in his spam file. So we're much better off now. Friday, I gave Mr. Dillard to sign the improvements to the Ball Diamond if they didn't Okay, Cindy.
Yes, so, with grammatical corrections that, Karen had mentioned, if you can see me afterwards, I don't know that I got them all written down. 'Cause
Sure.
Your 3 minutes, you go fast, right?
Yep.
Fit it in. So I know I got the form and
Yep.
from fixed already, but I know she mentioned others. So I would suggest, and I appreciate you catching those grammatical
It's
errors.
just-
I want
yeah.
them as right also. So I'm glad you point those out. I really appreciate it. So I would suggest approving them with the grammatical corrections on them. Unless someone else found something.
I'll make them.
I'll make a motion to go on with that, make the correction errors.
To approve the minutes with corrections?
Correct.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. What's that?
Who seconded?
Anthony. Okay, we need to set a date and time for the electors meeting.
Yeah, I'd suggest a half hour before our next board meeting.
Our next board meeting is July.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
July 10th.
At 6:30?
Yep.
Do you need a motion for that?
Yes, we should make a motion for that, and that consists of Haley meeting you.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve a special electors meeting on July 10th at 6:30.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries. And you have some updates for us on elections?
Yeah, I can give a quick update. So we're gonna have the 9 days of early voting still down. I don't have the dates on what they were covering down there yet. Stephanie's been working on ballots and ballot proofs, which just came out, I think, yesterday. I had turned or mailed out applications to the people who had showed interest or have worked previously for us. I've got a great number of them returned. It's worth probably training all of them, but, obviously we don't need 12 people all day. We'll do that in a meeting, but. So I've got a good return of those and a good, for the first time that I've ever done it, a really good mix of parties to be here. So I was really excited to see that. There are trainings coming up because every 2 years we need to be trained to do the elections. So there's 4 training dates coming up, and I've sent that out to most everybody now. There's still a couple I have to call, but we're gonna actually host a training here at the hall. So it'll save us a lot of mileage to host it here. And our training date here is going to be June 27th at 4 o'clock. That's gonna be about 3 hours. So, I have to attend it, and anyone else who works elections has to attend it. And if they don't, they can't work elections, so. Other than that, AV ballots, we're getting close, so I already ordered the envelopes and get ready for those permanent AV lists and AV lists to go out. So, I will be very busy with that soon. And thank you for getting an audit and that at the same time as the election.
You're very welcome. I don't think people realize how much you have to do.
It's a lot.
Okay.
It gets done, one day at a time.
Do you have any other business?
I don't think so, no.
Haley, you have anything to do?
I'm almost done with the 2024 tax roll. I have to get to the bills to printers by Monday, but I'm still waiting for millage rates. So, as soon as I get those, I will send out the 2024 tax roll.
Yes, I didn't get an update.
We didn't have a meeting this month. Our next meeting will be July 1st.
Do you wanna let them know that what's happening with the ordinance? There wasn't any minutes about the new ordinance. I think you guys are reviewing it one more time, right?
Yeah, she's supposed to be, Denise from NEMCOG is supposed to be sending us updated one with everything, the way that it will be approved with all the changes. And then we wanna go over that, and then we'll have another public hearing on it. And then go from there.
So we're still a few months away from it making it to us.
Anybody seen Jim?
Yeah, I am.
Thank you on the education of where the flag belongs.
Pardon?
Thank you for the education of where the flag belongs.
Oh, I mentioned to Kenny Lover too, I attended the Austin Township. I didn't know that.
You didn't know either?
No, he said he didn't know either.
Oh. Do you want a microphone, Jim?
No, can everybody hear me? Okay. No? I received 2 of the bronze Civil War flag holders that I ordered for 2, obviously Civil War veterans. They had the original, like 10-inch cast iron holders, but they only have one loop in the back, so the flag doesn't display very well. And the dowel rod rests in the ground, so it tends to rot. Now they have like the GAR cross shape, star shape, made out of bronze, and I received those two, and I put them on the grave of John H. Nelson and Samuel Sayers. So all 5 Civil War veterans all have bronze flag holders. All the U.S. grave flags were set out. Everybody visited Pleasant View Cemetery and saw all the marvelous red, white, and blue flying around out there. It really looks nice.
You did a great job, Tim.
My wife did that. She helped me.
She helped.
I added another veteran who took up residency in Pleasant View Cemetery. Actually been there a while, but I don't know what the secret was, but I couldn't get any documentation to verify his veteran status, but when my wife were out there placing flags, there sit the bronze veteran grave marker. Okay, so the veteran's name, Richard White, attorney's father. So he's added to my list, which brings a total of 200 veterans interred. I'm currently working on another veteran, I should say supposed veteran, who's passed away in 1970. Took up residency in Pleasant View. And what I do is when I'm up there checking the flags, I'll walk around with a tablet and a pencil, just look at dates. Well, that looks like it could be. So as I got home and done some research, he comes up on the VA death file index, but that's really not enough for me. I'm looking for records, so when you're dealing with the National Personnel Records Center in St. Louis, a lot of those records got destroyed in 1973 when you're dealing with World War I, World War II, and Korea. So they always write you back, email, and say we need more info. Usually what they ask for, if I had it, I wouldn't be writing to them to begin with. So we send all that back to them in snail mail. And so I'm currently waiting on their response. So I think after 54 years, if this guy's a vet, he's earned a flag. So it's just one of about 50 up there that has fallen through the cracks. Not anymore, but as you walk around, you find, oh, there's one. Got 2 more gallons of the headstone grave marker cleaning solution. I repaired a lot of the old VFW US flag holders. They're just bad shape. The rods are steel, so the threads rust out, and then they get floppy. Some don't even have threads, they just have a hole with a roll pin in there, then that wears out, so they just kind of flop around. So I took them home and fixed them and went back up there. Actually, 2 of the worst ones were for Elmer Peterson and Reuben Gillard. They're just like new now. Just to remind everybody, this Friday, June 14th, is Flag Day. Actually, this whole week has been National Flag Week. June 14th is Flag Day. And it actually commemorates when the U.S. flag was adopted on June 14th, 1777. And it's also the birthday of the United States Army, established on June 14th, 1775, which will be its 249th birthday this year. June 19th is Day. And the 17th of this month is, pause for the Pledge Day, P-A-U-S-E, pause. And of course, today is June 12th. What is June 12th? Today is Women Veterans Day. Today is Women Veterans Day. The first Women Veterans Day was held on June 12th of 2018, marking the 70th anniversary of the groundbreaking Women's Armed Services Integration Act, signed into law by President Harry S. Truman on June 12, 1948. That law enabled women to serve as permanent regular members of the U.S. Army, the U.S. Marine Corps, the U.S. Navy, and the recently formed United States Air Force, which was formed on September the 18th, 1947. So anyway, while there are hundreds of more historical and military important days, in the month of June, reserved as U.S. military history, such as Flag Day, the birthday of the U.S. Army, Juneteenth, pause for the Pledge Day. I think it's very important we'll all take a moment and appreciate what our narrative is of these days. Take a moment and think about it. That way we can all understand what the United States symbolizes. We've got a lot of stuff going on in this country, but it's the best country in the world. Understand what the United States symbolizes and how far we've come since the very inception of the United States of America. So, be thankful we're all in the United States and we're all citizens. And that's all I have from my world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have adopted grades, a lot of adopted grades, yeah.
We have several adopted out, but you got the first one.
Yeah, that's okay.
You have it? You didn't, she didn't get his certificate?
No, I haven't. You want your copy?
You haven't?
Not on me, I didn't know, you wanted a copy of it? Would you like it? You want the original and I keep copies?
That's
Okay.
okay.
You want the originals and I keep the copies? You'll get it soon, I'll drop it off.
Okay.
I'll bring it to you. I know where you live. I'll find you.
Okay. Fire Chief Mike Eller will be heading to South Dakota soon to pick up our new fire truck. We made a motion in October 12th of 2022 to purchase a new fire truck. Fire trucks are purchased 50-50 with Ospey Township, and it comes out of the fire department millage. Our share is what'd you tell me it was, Cindy?
$277,390.
The motion, however, back almost 2 years ago, was $275,000. So I think we should just go ahead and make a new motion for the fire truck, so we can get Mr. Eller his check and send him Maryland on his way to South Dakota.
You think it's sweet?
What do we do with the other motion? The old one?
It's either that or make a motion for 2,000.
Well, I was just wondering if this just supersedes it, or?
I would think so.
Yeah, well, you can make a motion to void the previous motion regarding the fire truck, it can be part of it. But it would supersede because it's newer.
So it's 2,000.
277.
You got the number.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the fire truck for $277,390. $390.
Support that. Yes, because there's so much.
Yeah, please.
We're gonna start with you, Cindy, yes.
Yes.
Anthony Silva.
Yes.
Haley.
Yes.
Tom Tice. Yes. And I say yes.
Motion carried. We have a fire contract that we renew every year with Sanborn Township. That is for $2,800.
Same as last year.
Same as last
Just
year.
one more.
Yeah, we just need to renew it every year.
Make a motion to renew the contract with Sanborn Township for $28,000.
$2,800.
$2,800? Oh. Oh, so it's $2,800.
Motion's been made, can I get a second?
A second.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Well, we need two signs.
Yep.
Do you wanna send this with a check? Please? Yep, we're good.
Okay, the North End Park. I don't know if everybody's seen the digging down there, it's buried now, but, the water fountain is being installed. We had to install a mini septic system to the drain. We will also need to have several water tests, and the, well company will have to come out and clean the well, because it was never set up before for public consumption. That should be done shortly. Monday, the bench, I think there's a couple benches, a picnic table, and a trash can will be delivered. John Henry will be assembling them. He has pads pulled for it already, where they're gonna go, like, one bench is by the playground, so forth and so on. One of the things in the grant was the natural plants planted in the swale. The original plan was to put them in the last swale down by the water, but after thinking about it and all the water that goes gushing down through that swale, the last one is so much water at the end that it's gonna just knock them out and cram them in the drains. So we're putting them down at the other end. These are, rare plants. They were specially grown for John Henry, and he will keep them watered until they're established. Our celebration is July 20th from 11 to 2. Our new fire truck will be there. Our firemen will be grilling. There will be some live music, hidden activities. It's a celebration of the completion of all the grants. Again, no tax dollars are supporting this. This is all individuals donating. And
What time was it?
11 to 2.
Yeah.
July 20th. I asked Nick Myers, who maintains South Pleasant Lawn Mowing and everything down there. I don't know if anybody's been down there, but around the flagpole, it was dug out because the sand has its own curve system, and they kind of connected and made a curve around the flagpole. I know in the past people have tried to grow flowers in there, but people walk through it, put their cigarette butts in it. What I'd like to do is dig out the topsoil, put down a filter cloth, and fill it with greenstone, take pretty rocks. I talked to Nick about it today, and he said $350 to do it. So it's up to the board, we can wait, but right now it's dug out. There's a shrub there. It's not in a good way, it's just
well, little kids laying in there and tripping and.
And we could put a flower pot on top, maybe that'll help, but my other thought was with all the sand,
How does Susie feel about that with the flagpole?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, I just wanted to.
I have to talk to Steve.
I say we do it because it's a hazard, I don't think we should wait on it, to be quite honest. I think it's a safety concern. I'll make a motion to hire Nick Myers up to $350 to work on the base of the flagpole.
I'll support.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Motion carried. Also, if anybody noticed on the new dock, it's not matching up completely to the stairway that goes down. I talked to John Henry today, and he's gonna make like a bridge that goes from the land to the dock, so there's no space for people to get their feet caught in or anything. Our floating dock has been delivered. We are just waiting for the installer to look at it, figure out what he needs for chains and that. I will get them, we'll get the dock in. Werner's is donating the anchor. And then he's gonna put the floating dock in, and we have buoys that go from dock to dock on the outside.
Will we be doing this sooner next year, is this just a learning curve phase, like?
Yes.
Cause these are all new equipments that we've never
Yeah, the dock,
installed before,
yeah, the
right?
dock, yes, and the dock was just delivered, so.
Okay.
Floating dock, so yeah, it's one thing at a time.
Okay.
Yep. And those don't necessarily expect that they will be installed by Memorial Day if the water's cold, because those are ones that you've gotta get.
You gotta swing down and put them in.
He's already gone by. Okay. Nick had talked to Denise Klein about coming over and doing a site plan review training. It can be for just Nick, it can be for everybody that, on the boards that wants to attend. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's a very good idea, I think it's needed, and we've got some pretty big site plans coming up, I'm sure in the future. So the cost is $730, and that includes her travel time and $120.
Yeah, so it's not per person, it's $730, will I do 150?
Right.
Then everyone should go.
Yes. So if we approve it, I will notify everybody around.
And will this come out of the planning commission training, line items, is that what we're looking at, or
Yes. We'll try it there.
under next?
I do the planning commission.
Yeah, I don't think it's next.
Okay, just asking.
Yeah.
Tom is ready to
Okay,
go.
I wanna make a motion that we vote for the site plan review training for a cost of $730, and the board would go to that?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes, and I think you should go off of the board review too, Tom.
Okay.
Okay, motion's been made.
Second.
Motion's been made in second, all in favor? Aye. Okay, Cindy, and you received a liquor license request?
Yes, from Mountain Food Services. They purchased the Old Eagles Club and they're transferring the liquor license to their name. So they need the LCC 106 form approved. It's, if you wanna look at it, that's not the one filled out, but it's a copy. It just allows them to do it, it's a formality that we have to approve the transfer and we're made aware of it, so.
That would be, the license would be for a banquet facility permit.
Correct.
They can.
That is what it says, banquet facility permit, it does say that.
Yeah, they can't get a bar permit because, that was a private.
Yeah, do you wanna look at this so you can see that they put that on this?
I looked at it already, that's all I know.
Oh, okay.
I just want everybody to be aware of that.
Oh, that,
It's
there's a
not
difference.
another bar, it's gonna be a banquet
Facility, okay. Thanks for the clarification on that.
Any other questions or concerns?
Here's the filled out copy. It is the banquet facility permit.
No, but I did send that to him.
Yes, you did or I did, one of us did.
I seen it, I don't know if we can, but I seen it.
We saw it.
request from the corner of the mountain, for a banquet facility permit for the liquor license.
I'll second it.
Motion's been seconded, made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
Motion carried. All in favor? I already did that.
You did.
Oh, wait, you did.
You moved all of them.
What's the bills to be paid, you?
Oh. I can fill this out afterwards.
Runs the bills to be paid. Any questions, concerns?
No, I did wanna say that we got a new QuickBooks, I forgot to mention that up there. They forced us to switch from the desktop to enterprise, just cause it doesn't support payroll, the desktop doesn't anymore, we won't get any of the tax table updates or anything like that. So it forced us to move, it does cost a little more to do that, however, we won't have the monthly Intuit charges per check per employee. So that like $18 or sometimes 60, you know, that's gonna go away. So the monthly charges will go away, it's kind of a wash in the end. So we did that, I spent over 12 hours between QuickBooks, Right Network, and who else was involved? Yep. We had fun, that's all I can say, we had a great time switching that over. So that just happened this month. Once again, no choice in it, I wouldn't have been able to write any checks or payroll today if I didn't do it, so. That started on June 1st.
Thank you.
So the first two voided checks are, they print differently on this one than the other one, upside down and reverse instead of right side up and forward. So the first two checks I printed came out on the wrong side and upside down, so it took a minute to get the hang of that new one. That's why the first two were voided.
Okay, I entertain a motion to approve the bills to be paid, if nobody has any more questions.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills to be paid as presented.
And the voided checks are here in case anyone thinks I'm hiding them.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Do you have any comments before we address the- I have one. I received a text that nobody will tell me who they are, but it says a forensic audit is coming, and I truly hope it is, because you will find out that this board does nothing wrong. Previous to us, I don't know, but this board is very honest, they've given up a lot, and they've done a great job. It also says, and nobody can explain to me what this means, fake loans for solar properties. I don't know what it means, I don't have solar, I don't give out loans, so I don't know.
And we can't get loans without board approval and.
Yeah, yes. And it also says, get ready for prison.
Ain't that bad, Cindy. Ain't that bad.
Cindy,
I heard it 4 years ago, Rich.
Cindy.
I'm still hearing it.
if they don't put their name to it, don't give them any
I
gas.
tried, but I'm just, these rumors are floating out there. I'm hearing that we're corrupt. We're not corrupt.
If people don't put their name to it, push it aside.
Yeah, there's some truth to that, but she's just saying she wants to address any of the rumors. I mean, it's political year, it's election year, you're gonna hear all kinds of good, bad, and ugly, and this is
People
just
that
one that
don't
she
put
wanted to
their name on
address.
stuff
Yeah.
are spineless.
So-
Yeah, don't.
People that don't put their name on stuff is spineless.
Just
They're
let it
spineless.
go. Don't let it go.
All right,
I think we discussed that at the last planning commission meeting as well.
what's that?
People not putting their name on, correspondence.
Yeah, cowards.
Or food, what I said.
Right.
Yep. Yes, because.
Yeah, the anonymous post,
They can
don't
say
you read
things,
it?
but like Anthony's asked people to prove what they're saying, and nothing's happening.
Well, I'm getting an orange jumpsuit for Christmas, so.
Alright, so, is there anything, I think we voted this.
In public comment?
Yes, Tom and Rennie,
Yes.
I'd appreciate it if you gave me a copy of what you read, but I also wanted to tell you a couple things. We don't enforce deeds or deed restrictions or easements. We have zoning and ordinances, but those are not, that is not ours to enforce.
The keyhole development
Just,
is.
I'm one thing at a time, please. I recently looked into the keyhole development, as did a separate zoning administrator. And I discussed it with Matt Wojda, our attorney, and I'm sure that the two attorneys will be discussing it. Also, we don't enforce whatever Eagle does. We have nothing, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Even when Eagle gives somebody a marine permit or something else, it doesn't supersede our zoning, but we don't enforce what they say is a rule or regulation, so that is null and void for us. Mr. Krentz did submit a bill, rightly so, due to the ordinance with the Holcomb Creek Homeowners Association. The township pays for half of the snow plowing of the road.
That's not us.
What?
That's not us.
No, I am addressing the next question about Mr. Prince's. So, I understand Bessie's upset because we always hear about supposedly my family gets paid to do things which they don't. Bessie and Jason were good enough to come down and help us because the snowplow was unable to make it through a drift that's caused from the neighboring, building. Bessie and Jason took their tractor down there, broke it open, plowed out the lot for free, very much appreciated.
Other than reading what was in the
Keith
minutes, I never
Prince
talked
bills
about
us-
Bessie.
Keith Prince bills us for plowing the road, he donates plowing the parking lot for free. And the people that live along the road split that bill with us. 50-50.
That wasn't on anything I read, but.
No, that was what I did.
Oh,
I did.
yours, that was hers.
So the minutes say ask you on good things to Keith Prince and to Bessie and Jason for snow plowing at Holcomb Creek. In which you're referring to as the Holcomb Creek property, not the easement road.
It wasn't clear, so,
The easement road
That's-
is called Cedar Drive.
yeah, well, it
Right,
was
so she said
Holcomb Creek, so,
that we're referring to our property.
yep, that's fine.
Which is what it says.
Okay. As far as the cell phone tower on Hanson Road, until they request permission, that's not anything that's going to happen. There's no way we can know. All right, and
I have
isn't it funny how you laugh all the time? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So as far as solar contracts,
Yes.
yes, I am in a solar contract. I have always said I'm in a solar contract. I've never hid it from the board. Actually talked to our attorney regarding it, and he said that I would just have to excuse myself from any voting on it. So, which I've always done. I'm not hiding it from anybody. I definitely have a solar contract. I do have a solar contract. I'm not hiding it.
So how many acres do you have in solar?
Yeah, that's honestly none of your business, how many acres I own. It's, if you wanna know how many acres I own, call the Register of Deeds and find out. But I do have a solar contract. I'm not hiding it, never have.
No, I can attest to that.
So, and I think I've made everyone on this board, you were aware, were you aware? You were. Not hiding it.
Okay, I think that's it.
Can I also get a copy of that, information you guys have?
Sure.
Thank you.
We have an extra folder.
We got an extra folder.
Two are spoken for.
We'll just put it after the, okay.